Testing. Oh, there we go. All right, we got the audio working. I gotta fix the audio that we have there. Okay, audio like is working now. I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. This is Mike Sneed coming to you with appliance boot camp and old fashioned ice cream and everything else. Still trying to get back in the swing of actually doing videos. Seem like every time I try to do some, stuff start popping up and I'm not able to get here. But I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. Soon as I get ready to start doing videos, like I say, I live right downtown Raleigh, and they have some of the. I heard the police and the fire truck going by, so I don't know if they haven't. I knew they had some type of protests and rallies down the street. So if it gets to be too much of a nuisance, I'll just call it off for tonight. But I'm starting to hear some trucks and stuff going down. And I looked out the window and I saw also ambulances and fire trucks and stuff going. I even saw some security people on top of the roof. So I was telling people might not be the place you want to come messing around at this weekend because like I say, I'm on a high rise and I can see the parking decks and the rooftops, and they had people spotted out on top of the roofs and stuff looking. So it wouldn't be a good time to come around and start anything. But I want to thank everybody for watching. If you don't know already, I hadn't done a video, but we passed the final trade inspection this past week. So now we have one more inspection we have to go to. I got to go through a zoning inspection. I'm away this week coming up, so I don't really have time. I'm leaving on Tuesday, so I won't be back until the end of the week. So I won't have time to do it this week. And plus, it's raining all this week. This week is going to be nothing but rain. So I wouldn't be able to open anyway during all the rain. So the following week, we'll go and we'll see what the zoning inspection is, and we'll get through that. And we'll be ready to open up and go. But we've been selling ice cream on the days that we could when it didn't rain throughout our little mobile trailer. And the town is ready for us and the neighborhood is ready for us to get there. And it's been really good. So I'm going to go ahead and get into the actual topic for today. And it has to go with the ice cream parlor and all of that. Are you prepared for the new economy? The economy is actually changing. If you don't know that, it has changed. Shout out to Diamond Dave. I was looking at something he had put up where he was showing like AI and people had the robots and stuff actually doing sorting packages and stuff like that. That's been here for a long time. The corporations and stuff have had the technology and the capacity where they could automate and didn't need as many laborers to actually do the work that they need to get done. And because of the technology and the advancement that we have in automation, you can start cutting your workforce. And they didn't want to do it because when they start cutting the workforce, you had so many people that would get cut out of work that they wouldn't they didn't want to erupt the economy. Well, now that the government has came in with this dodge and making sure that they're getting the efficiency out of the government and they laying everybody off. Now the corporations are starting to say, hey, now it's a good time for us to follow suit and start automating and eliminating jobs and stuff that we didn't have to, that we really didn't need, that but we didn't want to do it to put too much of a burden on the economy and to have what we call, I'll say, a black eye within society of doing it. But now that the government has opened up that can of worms, they are following suit. And I think a lot of that has to do with the what they're doing with the ICE raids. This is just my personal. Nobody told me that. I think that's the same thing. They're saying, hey, we can we could actually now start moving them out and get them back away because we can bring in the technology here to actually do a lot of these manufacturing jobs in these corporations. They're actually running into these corporations because they know now they can automate those jobs and they want they don't need you anymore. So that's what they're doing. And I'm coming to you today saying hey, are you prepared for this new economy? This new economy is not like it used to be in the past, where you went and you got trained and went to college and you took up some type of got some type of degree, and you came out and a corporation was at the door waiting on you. That they actually trained you, gave you a job, and gave you a stable income, and and took care of you as far as job and pension and stuff until you retired and until you died and was gone. That's no longer here now. Now you have to actually take care of yourself. And this is what I've been telling people. When I get a job, not really a job. I haven't really had a job in almost 20 some years now. Matter of fact, yeah, it's getting close to 30 years. But if I get something where I actually start getting some money, where another corporation or something is doing something with me, or I'm doing something with a corporation, like I do license holding. So if I'm doing license holding with a company, I don't get to a point where I'm just taking that money and actually just putting it and spending it on lifestyle. I actually take the money that I get from my license holding and I go put it into assets and cash producing assets that produce the same amount of money as I'm getting from my license holder. So what I mean, for instance, if I have to, man, I have to be careful because people watch these videos. I don't want to give too much of personal information and stuff. I get away from me. I'm gonna say, suppose you're somebody who, I'm gonna say, suppose you're. I do this. I know a young guy who actually runs a business, and on top of that, they actually have a job where they work third shift. They work at maybe Amazon. We'll say that they work at Amazon loading boxes and stuff. So what I do, I try to live off of my business income if I can, and use my business income to actually support me and my family. The money that I'm making out of Amazon, I'm looking to put that money somewhere to actually start producing the same amount of money that Amazon is paying me. So, for instance, I gotta be careful. I have to be careful. So, for instance, say we'll do this right here. When times were really good, and we had the and during COVID, you had these course creations and stuff that everybody was producing these courses, and it was a lot of money flowing through with the courses and stuff. Instead of going out and buying the Lamborghinis and buying the Porsches and buying Rolex watches like a lot of people done, I took that money and I went out and bought property. I took that money and I actually started the ice cream parlors that I was doing, and from there, once COVID ended and the money dried up somewhat on the online course games and stuff, it didn't hurt me because I had already taken all that money that I was getting from the courses during the time of COVID. I took that money and I parlayed it over into property and into ice cream. So now that the course creation has died down, and it's not giving you that 20 and 30 and 40 and $50,000 a month like it was. If you were smart and you took that money and put it into another sustainable business, or I call it evergreen business, meaning that during good times or bad times, it still produces about the same. You don't. It's not hurting you now that the courses is not here anymore. Same thing if the money I get from the license holding and stuff, I take that money and I use it to get property. I use it to build up other little small businesses, so that if something ever was to come and they tell me, hey, we don't want to do license holding with you anymore, it's not going to hurt me. I have already built something up that's going to give me that same amount of money, regardless if they take it from me or not. So then, if they take it from you, I hate to see it go, but if they take it from me, it doesn't kill me, doesn't hurt my family or anything. And that's what you're going to have to start doing. You got to start looking to actually start building something that you can pass down to your kids, or something that if you do have a job, or something that if your job goes, it won't kill your cash flow. You'll actually be able to maintain your cash flow until you can figure something else out. I prefer to have something that they'll generate a substantial amount of cash without me even being there. I like the ice cream parlor because it doesn't require somebody with a PhD to actually run it. I use high school kids, as you all see, and college kids to actually run the ice cream parlor. I like it also because it's not something you have to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning to do. Nobody start eating ice cream until about 12, 1 o'clock. So that will gives me time to actually do my little workout, do my little running around, then get to the ice cream parlor to open it. So like tomorrow, I'm going out to breakfast, and first thing in the morning, I'm going to do my workout. And by the time I finish working out and stuff, it'd be about 12 o'clock. It'd be time for them to open. I just show up, make sure everybody, the 3 kids that's working the first shift, I make sure they show up. Everything is good. Nothing broke overnight in the shop. I leave, come back. When the shift change, we work 2 shifts. The second shift come in at 4 o'clock. I'll be back around 4 o'clock to make sure the second shift show up and make sure the first shift ain't tore the store down. And then I show up at 8 o'clock when we close, and I go get the cash out the cash register before y'all cousins come over there and take the cash out. That's what I do. And it's a simple business that doesn't require a lot of hands-on work, and it's simple to run, especially in your retirement. And so that's what I do. And I'm trying now to duplicate it and put it in different places, and hoping that the money will maybe double or at least get another 50% increase on it. So that's what I'm doing. And with that, with me taking the time now and building it out while I'm still, I would say, I'm not old, but I'm still middle age, and I got the energy and the health to build it out. And at the point where I don't need all the money to sustain my lifestyle. By the time my kids get to the point where they're mature enough to take it over and stuff, I got it built to a place where they can get the same thing and they can take it one step further. So you got to start looking like that. You can't be just taking your whole salary and just spending it like generations before on lifestyle and stuff, and don't build nothing for the next generation. That can't be done anymore. You got to start thinking about the next generation. You got to start thinking about investing and building something for yourself. So, because those jobs going to keep shrinking. And so you might not get called this time, but at some point in time, you're going to get called, and you want that money to keep coming in. Same thing when you get ready to retire. You want that money to be able to keep coming in without having to get up and go get a full-time job. So I'm going to read some of the stuff we got going on in the chat, and then I'm going to be getting out of here. Like I say, they got some stuff going on downtown. I'm not going out downtown, but I'm going to I'm going to take tonight and just relax and get ready. I got a trip coming up next week. I'm going to get ready for my trip and just relax. That's something I haven't had a chance to do in a long time. Is just relax. So I'm gonna be able to relax here by myself for a while. First class service says right on. What's going on, man? I appreciate it. V-Man 626. Good evening, ABC fam. Hey, how you doing? All right. Payday, Plumber Payday. Glad to see you doing well. Appreciate you sharing your valuable knowledge. No problem. Thank you. Like I said, I'm in the process of getting to the point where I'm gonna be starting doing a lot more videos. I'm trying to fix up me a little mobile video editing place and trying to have a little mobile studio. So I got the desk and stuff ordered. I'm just waiting for it to come in. So once it comes in, I'll transport my YouTube studio that I have down in the school. I'm gonna bring that up here, and I'll be able to actually shoot the videos and edit them, everything up here, and get back on the routine of doing them. Right now, like I say, I'm right here in Raleigh, and the school is down in Selma, and I'm not spending as much time down at the school as I used to spend. So I'll be up here a little bit more and back in Rocky Mount a lot more. So I need to have the studio and everything here. So when I get back from my travel next week, I'll start putting the studio and stuff together. All right. A9 Dr. Funk said, "What's up, Mike?" A9 Dr. Funk, I see with the stuff going on in the country, the skilled trades is opening up, and brothers are getting some of the construction job. Yeah, they are. Matter of fact, I was last night. It was last night. Yeah, it was last night. Last night, I was riding with a friend, and we noticed we got to where they're doing some construction on the road, and it was brothers there. It was brothers out there holding the signs, working the equipment and stuff, and we hadn't seen that in a long, long time. I mean, majority of the people who was out there working were the brothers. And no, I got to be kind of careful with this. No, I don't. I don't want to offend anybody, anything. But what happened? No, we say immigration didn't hurt us, but it displaced a lot of the African American community. Because what happened? I go out and I be doing my walks in the morning, getting my exercise in, and you will see, I will see 50 to 60 Hispanic men out there working on construction jobs. They're building hotels, they're repairing the bridge, they're doing all these construction jobs. And at the same time, I'm seeing the African American men sleeping under the bridge. They sleeping under the bridge and sleeping. They here in Raleigh, they sleeping in the woods. They actually going into the woods and sleeping in the woods, and then they coming out the woods early in the morning. And it's not. People say, well, they don't want to work, and it's not that. What happened? Society chose to ignore them and not train them and not to give them a job. And they they chose that they were the illegal immigrants were the ones that they were going to invest and show the skill set to. And so when that happened, it eliminated us and wiped us out and forced you into a life of crime. Nobody wants to be a criminal. It's too hard to be a criminal. No, that's hard work. Most people would like to have a respectable job and be able to support their families. But when you get forced into trying to find out a way to live and stuff, so what happened? They got forced out, and everybody just started looking and calling them lazy and stuff. And so you started hearing the same cry that we've said, here lately. I've been looking at some of the videos. At one point in time, we were the skilled laborers. We said we built this country and we done this and done that, and nobody cared about it. They didn't care. Well, now I'm starting to hear the Hispanic people saying the same thing. Hey, we the skilled labor. We building this place, and they don't care. They just say, hey, we don't want to deal with you no more. We don't care. And they pushing them off and doing them the same way. So hopefully I'm hoping that the African American brothers and stuff who are I like to say ADOS, who are descendants of slavery and stuff, who've been here all this time, are in a position and ready to step up and take advantage of these situations, because the way they done us was just totally wrong. That's totally wrong to do us like that and to take us off the board and just totally ignore us. So now it's a chance. And they took the skilled trades out the school system so that you couldn't learn it and stuff. and when give you the jobs. Because when they no, I remember 30 years ago, when the Hispanics and immigrants first started arriving, they wouldn't what they didn't have the skill set. They did not have the skill set, and they no there won't no skills. The skill set won't there, and over when they took it out of the school system and took it away from us and deliberately gave it to them. And we're just as crazy too because we brought into that thing. Let me get some better light in here. Let me see if I can get a better light over here. Hold on a second. Okay, there you go. We were just as bad because what we started saying, we didn't want to do those jobs anymore. We wanted to go work in the factory. We wanted to go work in the air conditioning. We wanted to go get those factory jobs and stuff. So what happened with that? We left those jobs, and and the jobs that our parents and them had at Burlington Industries and all those places, those jobs are gone. It's no more textile jobs and stuff. And so we got left with nothing, and but student loan debt and a degree to where we couldn't go plug it in, and it had to be at the mercy of somebody else, hoping that somebody will feel, I guess, mercy enough or had enough care in their heart to give you an opportunity. And we were done. And your parents didn't know anything about it. They thought the reason you didn't have a job because you were lazy. They thought, well, go fill out application someplace. I remember my dad, God rest his soul. He just couldn't fathom that you just couldn't go somewhere and fill out an application. No, and because what had happened, everything had went online. You couldn't just show up to no place and fill out an application. And he thought that all you gotta do is just go like he done. He said, "Hey, I came from DC, went over to the factory, I filled out an application. I had a letter from the company I was coming from. They hired me on the spot, and I went to work. You can do the same thing. But now you show up to a company and try to go in, they're gonna lock you up because they're gonna tell you to go online to fill out. So all that stuff. They had all these gates and stuff to keep you from getting in, and to keep you from even learning the skilled trades. They'll tell you, "Oh, go over to the community college and take up HVAC, take up plumbing, take up electrical." You don't learn how to become a plumber, HVAC, or electrician by going to community college. You don't see no Hispanic guy going over to the community college taking HVAC, plumbing, framing, and none of that stuff. They get on the truck with their uncles, and that's how you learn how to do those skilled trade jobs. And same thing, if you do go there and complete the program and stuff, you still got to hope somebody give you a job. So we're just locked out. Now's a good time where we can actually start looking at the school boards and stuff. Might be too late for us, but for our grandkids and the kids that's coming behind us, going and looking at the school boards and stuff, demanding that they put those things back into the school system. Not no community college setting. They need to be in the actual school system. Not none of this stuff like they have here in Johnston County, where you can go take the skilled trades, but they have it at community college for one. I don't think they give you no lunch or nothing. So, no, I don't know if they have transportation. They might have transportation to the community college. I don't know about that. But I do know they had a GPA requirement on it. So in order for you to get into the skilled trade program, you had to have a high GPA. And most of the time, the skilled trade program was didn't require GPA when I was there. And most of the time, the skill set that you need to be a skilled tradesman is not the same skill set you would need if you go into college. And so, so you can be like I tell people about my nephew. I have a nephew that wasn't that great in academics, but once he got into the actual skilled trades, that's where he's gifted and talented at. You would think he's a genius. So you can't just look at somebody and say, okay, they wasn't good in academics. they're not going to be good in skilled trades. Not skilled trades. No, it's two different learning styles, and you can be great in skilled trades. It might not be that great in just the academics, the way they teach academics. For someone who likes to sit down and read and regurgitate stuff, people in the skilled trades have to touch it and feel it. All right, we're gonna read some more of this stuff again. Hey, what we got? Frank Evans. All right, what's going on? Frank Evans, love you, King. Happy Father's Day. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. My kids are actually taking me out Sunday morning, so I'm looking forward to it. Hey, not Dr. Funk. Company going to use cheap labor every time. That's why the brothers been displayed. Yeah. They always done that. Whenever the labor got too high, they were always bringing immigrants. Back in the old stockyard days, when the labor got too high and stuff, they would bring in the immigrants from Europe and all that, and displace the workers and stuff. That's the way they kept the prices and stuff, labor costs and stuff down low. And what happened, the two immigrant groups end up fighting each other and whatnot, rather than the actual companies who does it. But yeah, they always done that tactic, and now they the tactic that they're using. They're not bringing in another immigrant group to actually replace you. They're bringing in robots and computers to replace you. A man's device. They don't let the black guys use the equipment at those construction sites. Just have them holding signs. Yeah. For a long time, that's for the last one time when I was a little kid, the black guys were on this on the equipment and stuff. Here lately, if you used to see a black guy out there working, they were just somebody they pulled off the street and put an orange vest on, and like you said, they'll just let them hold the sign, and that's how they make their money. They won't never do anything. But last night when we were there, the guys were actually driving I call it the packer, where they actually pack the road down. They're just rolling that back and forth. It's not an advanced machine, but they were doing that. And they were doing the thing that eat up the asphalt and throwing it into the back of the dump truck. The black guys were doing that. So they were doing some of that stuff. Now, once they get into actually laying the asphalt stuff back down, I don't know. But you can't say they can't teach you how to do it, because they taught them how to do it and made them master craftsmen in about 2 decades. And and because we were master craftsmen. Like I said, my grandfather and his generation, they didn't have to go nowhere for nothing. I mean, whatever they wanted to do, they done it amongst their friends. And 2 generations later, here we are, and you can hardly find African American men who can do anything, skilled trade wise. True Appliance. Hey, what's going on, Mr. True Appliance? You are a truth teller, whether people like it or not. Doesn't matter, because you really are a truth teller. And for that, I thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it. And I'm glad to see you doing better, man. Mike Mayo, what's good? Hey, what's going on, Mike Mayo? Dr. Funk. I saw a young guy on TikTok who said he was delivered food at construction site. Asked if they were hiring, they hired him on the spot, start him off at $16 hour. Yeah, no doubt. Matter of fact, I've told people that many a time. I was like, if you want a job at a construction job, just get you a pair of work boots, a pair of jeans, get you some gloves, and just show up on Monday morning. Because what's going to happen on Monday morning, just show up to the job site on Monday morning. What's going to happen on Monday morning, everybody got drunk over the weekend, they not going to show up. Everybody start calling in Monday morning, they ain't going to come. You show up to the job site and ready to work. When you show up, that contractor or whoever, the foreman, superintendent, he trying to get a draw. I mean, I got to get this job completed to this level right here before Friday, so I can get a draw on this. I can get another draw on this money, so I can make payroll. And you show up there Monday and I gotta get these shingles on top of that house, or if I gotta pull some wire and stuff. I don't care who you are. You show up, and I need somebody to help pull wire. I need somebody to move these shingles. I need somebody to actually help me tote this PVC plumbing pipe. I'm gonna tell you, hey, grab this stuff and let's go. So and we're gonna get this stuff done, and you'll get a job. But like the young man who worked with me, and I told him that, and he said no. He went to the job site. He went there in a pair of Jordans, and sweatpants. And he said he showed up. He felt embarrassed because they were laughing at him because it was raining and muddy outside. And you got on a pair of Jordans and some sweatpants. You're not ready to work. They know you're not ready to work. But if you go there, go to Walmart, get you a pair of work boots, get you some gloves and some jeans, and going out there ready to work, you'll get the job. Okay, what we got here? True Appliance. I remember when I was a child, all the men in my neighborhood were either carpenters, bricklayers, or mechanics. The majority of the men in my neighborhood, including me and my family, own their own business. I remember when we began to get away from it, and everybody was pushing for you to go to college. And this is how I know you are telling the truth. I witnessed it. I lived through it, and I'm only in my 50s, and I saw how the tables turn, and I see how things are still changing, and how we have failed to. Okay. How we have failed too. Yeah. Yeah. I've seen it all. Like I said, I saw my grandfather and them built everything. My grandfather built his own house. They built everything. Like I was telling my second cousin, he just passed, and I was asked to do remarks at his funeral. And we're the same age. You're a year older than I am. And I remember we wanted I was telling about this just from working with his father and my grandfather now. And we wanted a place back then. We weren't for like maybe 10 or 11 years old. We wanted a place. We wanted a club so we could break dance in, learn how to break dance. We was in the country, and we had nowhere to break dance at. We wanted a club to break dance in. And we went to Ma Fanny, his grandmother, and we asked her. She had an old chicken coop, smokehouse. It was a smokehouse or a chicken coop. I can't remember. We asked her, could we turn that into our breakdance clubhouse? And she told us if we clean it out, we could turn it into our breakdance clubhouse. And at that age, he managed all the my cousin. He went for like maybe 10 or 11. He had all the guys in the neighborhood. About 10 or 15 of us, and we worked on that thing for a week, and we built it out, and he had it built out so nice. We had a DJ booth in there, we had speakers in there, we had Christmas lights. We took the Christmas lights and hooked them up to the actual speakers, so they flashed with the speakers and stuff. We started having parties in there. We were charging $0.25 to get in, and he kept fixing on and fixing. He got to a point he fixed it so nice. We had a great Uncle Bill. He drank a lot, and back then you had winos. I don't want to say he was a wino. Yes, he was. He was a wino, but we loved him. But anyway, we fixed it up so nice. Uncle Bill kicked us out. He took it and moved in and lived in it. So that's what that was the skill set we had as a young kid back then, where we done that, and we just took the scrap wood and scrap material that Uncle Bubba and my grandfather and them had, and all the other men had. Everybody was doing construction. They'll bring the material and put it in the backyard, and we'll just go there and ask if we get the scrap material. We built that, and that's a skill set that we had back then, and to where we are now, where I get grown men who I have to be careful. Where you get grown men where they got. They never even know what a screwdriver is. Don't know what a screwdriver is, don't know what a ratchet is, and it's pathetic. A man's advice. Google just fired 20,000 employees in the tech industry. yeah. I haven't heard anything else about tech. One time that was the big thing, getting into the tech. I ain't heard anything about that here lately. Is that still something valuable? But I will say the appliance business is jumping. The appliance business is jumping. I whatchamacallit today alone, and this me now. I don't do appliances in the repair, but they can't find anybody to do it. So today alone, uh, I had a restaurant uh, call me. They got a panini press, and the panini press is broken. It's just the switches. No, those machines they use them so much the rocker switch is broken on it. So I had to fix that. I had a warehouse that sells scratch and dent appliances. They had a refrigerator, the water inlet line going up to the ice maker. It got kinked, and they wanted to fix it. So that I went and fixed that. And before I could leave that, I went there to fix that. Before I could leave and get back to my ice cream parlor, they called me back again and said, hey, Sneed, I hate to ask you to do this, but while you was here, I sold a refrigerator. And the person just picked the refrigerator up, and they live right down the street from your ice cream parlor. And the refrigerator, the lights and stuff aren't working, and control board's not coming on. Can you please go by there and take a look at it? They just bought it, and they had to take the doors and stuff off the house and stuff to get it in. And they just said they don't want to go through that again. If you can come there and fix it for them, they'll keep it. And the scratch and dent people, they want them to keep that refrigerator too. So I was like, okay, fine. I went by there, go there. It was just a door switch. Pop that door switch off. And what happened when they manufactured the guy, they didn't put the switch on they didn't put the terminal on the door switch. So fixed the door switch, and the customer was happy. They were happy. Then from there, guy got a food truck. His ice maker is not working his food truck. He called and said, hey, can you check this out for me? And that's just today with me not working on appliances and stuff. That's just me today not working on appliances and stuff. It's still jumping like that. And same thing with electrical. Electrical is still jumping. The guy house that let me read this real quick. Make sure I ain't say something, because now people are starting to say stuff to me. Let's see here. Okay, we're good. If I say something I'm supposed to say, they text me. But electrical is still good. Whatchamacallit? And I got to be careful here too. If you're somebody who's single, you're a single guy and stuff, being handy get you is a great icebreaker. It gets you a lot of cool points and stuff too, if you can go there and you can actually fix stuff. So same thing. I had a friend that owns a daycare, and their van is whatchamacallit, the actual shifter on their van. On the Ford vans, you got a column shifter, and it's a little plastic garment up under there. It's a known problem where the plastic garment actually wears out, and you make the shifter slides and stuff. And it's not but 4 bolts. You pop the front console down. There's 4 bolts right there, and you let the 4 bolts down, and it's just two screws that lift up a little clamp, and you put a new rubber garment up under it, and it fixes it. But anyway, they own a daycare, and they took their van to a guy, and the guy told me they would have to have a new transmission done, that it was the linkage and all that stuff, and they weren't going to mess with it. And with that, hey, I know what's wrong with it, because that's what I drive now. I drive the Ford E350 van, so I know I done a lot of them. Hey, yeah, I know exactly what's wrong with that van. You do? Yeah. Can you fix it? Yeah. No. When can you fix it? Hey, come by after 5, after 6. I can fix it. It don't take but 10 minutes to fix it. But if you want to spend a little time, just take your time and spread it out an hour or two, and and let them kind of see what you do and fix it. And you get a lot of cool points doing that, and you get a chance to talk and maybe they might not talk to you in a regular setting, but you there and you working and they see you doing that, and afterwards it's fixed. Hey, you good, and that's the thing. I fixed it, and that's where I saw the actual workers. From there, hey, let's drive it and make sure it's okay. So you drive it and you get a few more minutes to talk and stuff. But yeah, you do stuff like that. That's probably somebody telling you to stop talking so much. Let me see this right here. Let me see. Yep, it is. Oh, anyway, you got that. You same thing. I have I had another nice friend that has rental property, and they can't find electricians. Hey, I can't find no electrician, and I need somebody I can trust. What problem are you having? I got this punch list. They selling the house and they got a punch list, and they need to get the punch list fixed. Oh, no problem. Want me to take a look at it? You can do that. Yeah, no problem. I can tell you what's wrong with it, and go there. And all it was is a switched outlet. And what I mean by switched outlet, back in the days, like here, I don't have a light over top of my head. So and so with that, they actually make one of the outlets. So if you look over there on that wall where the spotlight is, they actually have it plugs into an outlet. And what you're supposed to do, you'll see me do this right here. You're supposed to come here and you hit the switch on the wall, and that turns the lamp on. And that's how they done it back in the days, like that. So anyway, and they starting to do it again now. But anyway, that's all it was, a switched outlet. So I go there and I'm looking just like the switch on the wall. Hey, you got a switched outlet that's not working. What? Hit the switch and the light turn on, and the outlet start working. Man, thank you so much. Hey, what else you got on that list? Hey, I got a plumbing issue. What plumbing issue you got? Well, they cut the drywall. I'll look at it. I can tell you what you're gonna need. Go look at. Oh, there's nothing wrong here. They this is what they done. They do this, and from there, same thing. You get to have a little conversation and stuff. Get to show off your skill set, and you get a phone number. So you all who's single and want a good icebreaker, the skilled trades is great for that. It is great for that. All right. So let me get away from that before I start talking too much. Charles T. Excuses are excuses. No mechanical or technical aptitude and lazy work ethics and habits get you where you are. Charles T. Excuses. No mechanical or technical aptitude and lazy work ethics and habits get you where you are. You can have those things. You can have the mechanical and the technical aptitude, and but if a group of people decides that they're not going to give you access, and they're going to make it illegal for you to get there, they have a way that they can weed you out. For instance, coming out of slavery, we were the skilled tradesmen. We were the blacksmiths. We were the carpenters. We were all of that. Same thing. We were the skilled tradesmen. So then they start saying, okay, in order for you to do skilled trades, you got to belong to the union. Okay, in order for you to get into the union, and in order for you to be in the union, you can't be African American. So now it's against the law for you to practice the trades and stuff that you do. So even if you do have the actual skill set and stuff, they've now made it illegal for you to do it. It's against the law. And so now it makes it illegal for people to even use you. So people can say, well, I want to use you, man, or whatnot, but we can only use people who belong in the union. So now you no longer can use your skill set, and they lock you out. So now you have no way to actually practice it and whatnot. And then they get to a point where now they don't teach you anymore. They take this. So now your uncles and your grandfather and them who had the skill set, they can't use it and they can't take it out and go make money and stuff. So now they look at it as useless. There's no need to do this. And then you no longer they tell you not to do it because they got locked out of it, and so they tell you they see the person who went to college or whatever and working in the office. They think, oh, the thing you need to do, you need to go get a college degree. When you get a college degree, they'll hire you. Then they won't hire you here as a pipe fitter or as a blacksmith. But if you got the education, you can get a job. You can teach, or you can become a minister back then. And so that's what people done. And then they remove the skill set. And so then it gets to a point when you go get your college degree, you don't get hired. And now you got all this student loan debt. You get the thing where sometimes they would say you overqualified, meaning I don't want to hire you because if I hire you, you're going to quit in a year or two. Soon something come along better. I'm not going to waste my time and resources training you. So you just got locked out, and then you start running. Propaganda. Every time you put an image of someone up, you start telling them that they got bad work habits, that they're lazy, that they're thugs, that you got low morals and stuff like that. And you start putting that out there for everybody to see it, and you make everybody start to believe that. And then what happens, regardless of what you do, that's the way people want to see you. You start. They judge you like that. Then they lose empathy for you. They say, "Nah, they just lazy. They don't want to do it." Then they come in. Because I was telling somebody this when I was growing up. Didn't nobody know about crack when I was growing up, and they They came in. They took all the basketball goals off. They took the rims off the basketball goals. And the school, it used to be we could go up to the school after school and on the weekends, and you could play baseball on the baseball field. You could play football on the football field. Then they started saying you can't go to the school after when school closed. Trespassing. So that's why we don't play baseball anymore. That's the only place we could play baseball was at the school. They told us we couldn't go up there and play baseball anymore. They couldn't be at the school when the school closed. And they took the basketball goals down at the park. You didn't have no basketball. They didn't want you hanging out there. And then what happened, they came up and they opened up. They had these two young guys that come in, and they open up what they call a game room in downtown Oxford. It was a game room. That's what they called it. And they had a DJ in there, had a little dance floor. They had video games, pool tables. And they say, oh, we come to do this because the youth don't have nowhere to go. They didn't do it in the white community. They still had their country club and their swimming pools and all that. They didn't go set that up over there. They set it up and targeted us and said, we're going to have these video games here. We got pool tables. We got DJ booths. We got music. They can come here after school on the weekend and hang out. And what they started doing is getting the young black guys to start selling crack. And my friends and them didn't know nothing about it. And all they made was probably $500 or $600. And they got everybody selling all this crack. And then one day at school, the police come, arrest all the black kids and gave them felonies. And everybody got a pat on their back saying, hey, they broke it. Want no drugs. They created the drugs. So they created the demand for it and put them out there and messed up so many of my friends with that felony. They couldn't go to school, couldn't go to the military, and forced them into a life of crime. So all that stuff was targeted directly at us to do that. And it's a wonder that we still here today to make it through here. And so all of that stuff is what went to us. And then they start portraying that on you and stuff. And the same thing, the government was putting all the money. Ain't no money in selling drugs now. I was telling somebody that, matter of fact, I was talking to somebody about that. When I was growing up, the young guys, they're driving BMWs, Corvettes, high school kids, driving them to school and stuff because it was the government was putting money out there for drugs. You don't see that now. You don't see no young guys out there like when we was coming up in the 80s, when the government was throwing money out there and putting the money out there for the drugs. But now ain't no more money in that. And so I just went off topic, but I'll come back here now. Let's see. Pyramid Tech. You are one of the only. You are one of the only suggest skill trades over tech jobs for black. Yeah, because I done it. Yeah, it's because I done it. I was an engineer, so I you know the illusion of what engineering is and what it can do for you. They can't tell me that because I done it. I done it. I done it. And and I was a great engineer. I'll just like what we call with appliance repair. I was known across the country for appliance repair. Just like I've gotten into the ice cream parlor business, I'm known across the country for ice cream. I was known across the country for engineering, for programming and developing those in-circuit testers. I was well renowned for doing that. And companies, the companies that made them, Genrad and Teradyne, the people who made them would actually call me for input and refer people to me. The actual Justin Sizzleman, he was another young guy. He used to work at Genrad. Him and I was about the same age, coming right out of college. We done a lot together, and him and I used to trade information back and forth. We was really good. And I was just like I make an impact here. I made an impact there. So it wasn't the fact that I didn't know what I was doing. And so I know the technology engineering part, and I know the skilled trades. The skilled trades are kicking butt every day. Kicking butt every day. Pyramid Tech. Okay. He not got the phone. All right. True Appliance. I knew we were the same age. I grew up seeing the same thing and got pushed into college as well. Yep. Yeah, they networking. Real quick on the appliance repair industry, they said appliance repair is rated 45 from being taken over by AI. It means it's safe because they need people to solve the complex issue. Yeah, they've been telling me ever since when I first went to work at Sears. They were telling me then that appliance repair is on its way out, and it ain't going nowhere. I like I say today alone, today alone, I had, and I don't do it anymore. I don't do it anymore. And today alone, in less than 15 minutes, I had two calls from the same company, and it never stops. Okay. Nick said 100. My HVAC life. Now you want to smoke weed and eat cocoa puffs. Uh, now you want to smoke weed? Nah. I don't think nobody want to smoke no weed and eat cocoa puff. And that's another thing that's been pushed onto the culture. This stuff, the smoking weed and stuff. That's one of the things that I since I've been back, kind of going out a little bit. I stopped going out. I was going to like restaurants or going out to little they have a lot what they call like little speakeasies around here, and which is really cool if you somebody who like to go out with like that. They have what we call speakeasies, and what a speakeasy is like in the in the prohibition days where you go someplace and it's kind of hidden and nobody knows that they're selling liquor and alcohol. Well, they got hundreds of those around here in Raleigh, and it's pretty cool. You can actually be walking down the street, and one of the ones I like is the Merchant. It's one called the Merchant, right down the street from me. You be walking down the street, and you see these two doors, and right in the middle, you'll see like a soda machine. And if you don't know that, you go there to that soda machine and you pour the door on the soda machine and you walk through the soda machine, walk upstairs. It's a speakeasy. They have great music. They have nice bars and stuff like that. But anyway, I would go to some of those. I was going to some of those, just trying to get a feel and see what's going on in the city. But I've not left off 20 some years ago. I never saw women smoking, but now I come back and women smoking hookah, they smoking cigars, they smoking weed, and I ain't got time for that. I just don't have time for that. And so I stopped going to stuff like that. All the time I go somewhere now, it got to be an event. this special event where then people who normally don't go out, they actually come to that special event. But if somebody's going out regularly and they my age, they've been left over for 20 some years. I don't want that. Or it's gonna be somebody in their 20s or early 30s, and I don't want that either. Hey, what's going on, Rondo man? What's going on, bro? Good to see you. All right. Paul Brown, what's up, Mike and ABC fan? What's going on, Paul? A man's advice. What do you think is going to happen in the future with job shortages? It depends on what industry you're in. If you're in appliance repair, there's no job shortage in appliance repair. In appliance repair, there's too much work going on in appliance repair that there's no shortage. In the skilled trades, there's no shortage in job repair. Just think, they're trying to remove. We already had a shortage of skilled labor prior to this stuff going on. It was a shortage. They haven't been teaching skilled trades for the last 20, 30 years. Matter of fact, Mr. Randall Eaton that I just said, what's up, bro? His father, Mr. Eaton, taught me the skilled trades. He taught me electrical. That's not, you hear me talk about Mr. Eaton? That's his father. He was an electrical trades teacher in high school. Well, for the last 20 or 30 years, when Mr. Eaton left, they didn't bring nobody else in to teach electrical residential wiring. So you got that big gap of 20 or 30 years. They haven't put no electricians in. Like I said, 2 years ago, they had a thing when I was going to get my continuing ed in electrical. At one point in time, they had about 30,000 licensed electrical contractors. And about 2 or 3 years ago, they are down to 10, and the average age was 50 something then. So it got worse. And now they're pushing all of these, the people who are currently in the skilled trade, they're pushing them out. And I think the reason they're pushing them out because their sons and grandsons need these jobs back again. Not only do we need them, but the majority of population, their sons and grandsons needs these jobs because they're not going to college either. And so they say, hey, we're getting you out of here, and we bringing these jobs back to our kids and grandkids. And so there's no shortage there. Also, like I say, some of the stuff like ice cream has a good history of being a recession-proof industry because it's actual something that people look as a reward. They might not go to Ruth's Chris. They'll cook if times get hard. They'll cook on the grill. Then they'll load everybody in the truck and bring them out for ice cream. So that's something else that has been sustainable, and that's something that you can do and make a great living off of it. You know, if you just needed something for you and your kids to do, you can actually earn a great living, just you and two of your kids, if y'all buckle down and just run a sustainable ice cream parlor business. So you got little things like that you can do. But there's things where you think you're gonna go to college, somebody's gonna create a job for you and train you and stuff. That's gone. That's gone. That's not gonna happen again. Because it's not a need for it anymore. They got computers they got robots and all that stuff to do it now. So you got to build something for yourself, and make your money. And you don't have to don't get into the thinking that you got to have some. You got to build the next Uber. Or you got to build the next Amazon and all that. You don't have to do that. Trust me. If you it's not that hard to do. To figure out a way to make anywhere between, I like to make about $500 a day. If you find out a way where you can, and that's not hard. That's not hard to do. To figure out something you can do to make about $500 a day, you have a great life. You have a great life. All these people who during the pandemic who talked about making $100,000 a month and all, because that was government money just coming through those stimulus checks and all that stuff. That's all that was. And people didn't know what to do with it. It was just food gold. And they didn't know what to do with it because we didn't see anything that they built. So none of them, matter of fact, all that stuff is gone now. You don't see nobody on here talking about entrepreneurship anymore. You don't see none of them talking about entrepreneurship. You don't see none of them talking about whatever industry they're in. I don't even know what they're doing now. Maybe they went out. Some of them went back to work and got jobs and stuff. I don't know. I don't know what I don't know what they do. Where all the people who were talking about entrepreneurship and building businesses and all that stuff now. Now that all that government course money is gone, what they're doing? Where the businesses that they are they still making their money through entrepreneurship? I'm still preaching the same message. Skilled trades, appliance repair. I'm still making my money that way through appliance repair and skilled trades, and the little thing I'm doing with the ice cream. I still make my money through the skilled trades. Still make my money there, and never stop. So I've been here now a little longer than I want to go. Been here an hour. Yeah, I gotta get off here. I want to thank everybody for watching. I'll be back probably Monday. Monday afternoon, I'll be back to do another show. I might do one while I'm away. So I want to thank everybody for watching. I'm getting back into the groove of it. I'll have stuff coming up in the next couple of weeks. Keep rocking with me. I'm trying to get back into it. Like I say, I'm transitioning, so just have a little bit of patience. And it's gonna be a fun year. It's gonna be a fun year. Thank you all for watching. If you hadn't already, and you want to know what you got to do, if you hadn't already, and you want to know what to do to get yourself prepared for the new economy and to making sure that your family and your kids and grandkids will be able to sustain themselves, look into the appliance repair business. Go to appliancebootcamp.com. Sign up. It still works. It still works. It still works. I haven't done a class in the last couple of months. I'm going to do probably another one in September after the ice cream parlor business. But yeah, it still works. I'm still making my money in appliance repair. I'm still making my money with the ice cream. Frank Evans, Frank said, man, that was all scams. I don't know, man. Because they switch so much and whatnot. I don't know where they at now. I can't find it. It's funny because now I'll be looking for it. I'll be honestly looking for it because I don't see anybody talking about entrepreneurship and stuff anymore. Now I actually be looking for it because sometimes I need to get a little bit of motivation. I'm trying to get my head back on straight and get motivated and all that. And I'll be honest, I don't have the time to really to shoot the videos with the stuff that I had going on. Trying to finish up that site and get that ready and all that. Getting the one here at Ice Cream Parlor working fixed here. Just all the stuff I had going on. I didn't have time to shoot, so I was looking for somebody. I can't find any of them. Talking about the entrepreneurship or even anything they built that we can go see. I haven't seen any of that yet since then. So, but once again, I want to thank everybody for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.